Hello and welcome back to our widget designer video series. In the last videos we've been making a simple menu with some custom buttons and animations. However, one thing that always evades people's knowledge in regards to UMG is how to make it work with a controller support in a good way. So in this video we're going to go through and explain how controller support works with it inside the focus rules, and also how we can make the menu we've made in the past two videos and make that suitable for a controller. So let's jump straight into it. So when dealing with gamepad, there's a few little annoying things to figure out. First of all, let's take a look at getting our gamepad to actually register inputs on our device. Now, for this to work, we need to make our HUD here determine what should be focusable. In this case, we want it just to be our buttons. So I'm going to select all of our buttons, and we're going to go down to is focusable and turn that on. This means it can receive focus. Compile that. Let's save that. Next, we're going to go into our camera panel, and you're going to want to change its visibility. Now, by default, over here, it will be non-hit testable self only. That's the default setting for camera panels. And what that means is that the click will go through the camera panel into whatever's behind it. In this case, the world, which we don't want. We want it to block that hit. So you take the visibility and change that to visible, and that will now hit the canvas panel as like a secondary thing. Now the problem this has is that when I push play, I can click on the first button here to give it focus, and as I move up and down, you can see the little blue box for focus going around. However, if I click off of this, it will lose the focus, and I no longer can navigate with my gamepad. I have to click back somewhere on here, which is going to activate the button, which we don't want. So how do we automatically give it the correct focus? So first things first is in our head-up display, when we're changing the input mode, make sure you're plugging in widget to focus the button play. It's the first item on the list you want to be focusable. The second thing you want to do is we need to keep track of what that focus is and restore it. Now, at the moment, we are not doing anything regarding refocusing. So what we're going to do is on our heads-up display, go to functions, override, and choose on mouse button up. This will create a function that will call whenever the mouse button is lifted up over the top of this widget. And so from here, we're going to do set focus and do set keyboard focus. And this will be whatever button you want it to divert back to if it loses focus. So right now we're just going to do button play. This will be different in a second. And we're going to tell the return value here to be unhandled, meaning that other events that are using mouse button up will also fire off as well. So compile and save this. So if I play the game, okay, and now it's got focus, you see. If I was to click outside this menu, it's going to lift up the mouse and revert the focus back to play game. So if I move back, you can see the focus is now so movable. Click. So the annoying thing is though, is that when I'm on a quick game and I click outside the menu, it's going to revert back to play game. See? Which, you know, isn't ideal. We want the player to keep focus on wherever their mouse, their keyboard was last focusing. So we're going to go back to our custom button and use this to report back when it's received focus. So we go back to the graph, and on here we're going to have an event dispatcher, and we do on focused. So now what we're going to do is make this call this on focus event dispatcher whenever this thing receives focus. And so over here on the functions, we go to override. You've got a few focus based tools. You've got on added to focus path, the on focus received, focus lost, and on removed from focus path. We want to use on added to focus path. The reason being is that this will work and trigger if we click on anything inside this widget that has focus. So the text, the variable, the text, the image, the button, anything inside of it will count and trigger this. And we want to just say on focused and call that one. Whilst we're here, we also need to tell the animation to update and change when we focus on it too. On hovered does not equal focused. So we need to bring our on edit to focus path up here, bring this up to our hovered section, and plug that down on hovered there. So on hovered does the same thing as on edit to focus path. And as you can imagine, with unhovered, we want to do the on removed from focus path. So we're going to right click, search for removed from focus path. And in this case, we don't have to worry about any calling unless we really want to, but we shouldn't have to. We just want to pull this down to unhovered there. Okay, now we go back to the player heads up display, go to the event graph, and we're going to click on the button play. And in there, we've now got a new on focused section on our events down here. We had plus to add the event for this. And when we do, we need to store this button as the current focus. So I'm going to drag out my button play, and we're going to promote that to a variable, and we'll call this one current focus. So the menu is keeping track of where the player was last using focus. Now, in this case, this is set to, because I promoted it, to the custom button. But if you've got other things you want this possibly set to, you just change this over to just a user widget. And it'll work just fine. Okay, and with that first one done, we now want to do the other buttons. So check this out. On focus. And we're going to set current focus here to custom button 1. Do the next one, on focused, set current focus to button focus 2. And then finally, on focused, we'll put our last one in. So as we click on each button, or give each button focus rather, when we hover over them, it's going to update this variable current focus. We're then going to use this focus variable on the on mouse button up. So rather than setting keyboard focus back to button play, we're going to set it back to current focus. Okay, now let's go test this out. Good, good, good. If I click off for that, you can see we're keeping on to settings. Perfect. Now, as you may notice, the sound effect isn't playing. Now, the reason why is because the sound we tied to before is tied to the hovered event of the button. However, as we've discussed already, hovered does not equal focused, which is really annoying. I really wish they would change that. I don't know why that's not the case, but hey-ho, it is what it is. So we go to back to the button, and we're going to change where the hovered sound gets played. So we're going to click on button event. We're going to clear that so it sets back to none. Go back to graph, and then on the added to focus path, we're going to call the play sound 2D, and we're going to choose the click on button sound. So now we go back to our thing, and it works. Okay. Now, the reason why the navigation stuff works automatically is because we're using a vertical box. So if we're using panels, it will handle navigation intelligently based upon what kind of panel it's in. So vertical box, it'll go up and down. Can't do anything left and right. You can only go up and down. But you can see here, you have this thing where if we have to play a game and I push up, nothing happens. Okay, it's stopping. The problem we have though is if we were putting another menu in here, it may leave this menu and go to somewhere else, which we don't want. We want to keep it sort of locked into this little thing until we explicitly tell it where to go next. So what we're going to do is going to manipulate the navigation rules for our widgets there. So go back to heads up display and go to the designer view. And we're going to go to the button play. Now, when I push up on button play, I don't want it to escape. So if I go right down here, you see up on navigation for button play is set to escape. That means it's going to escape this widget and look for another widget it can latch onto. And it may be the case that you've got like a sub menu that you don't want it to take on just yet because you want it to be clicked or chosen specifically by the player. So in this case, rather than escaping, when we push up, we're going to tell it to stop. And so it goes for quick game. When it goes down, tend to stop here too. And you may also find this is the case for left and right. At the moment, left and right is escaping. At the moment, not a big problem. But if I was putting another menu on the screen, I don't want it to escape over to that other menu. So you want to change the right, left to also stop for all of these. In fact, what I'm going to do is select all of them. And I'm going to go to left, stop, right, stop. And make sure up and down are set to stop there and stop here. So right now, it won't look any different on our screens, but it does make it far better for later on when we add other menus. Okay. Now, you also be wondering, like, how do I get rid of this blue line eventually? So this is the focus navigation, like debug, basically. You can turn it off in the project settings. So you go to project settings, that's editor. Let's try that again. Project settings. And in here, when it comes up, we want to search for navigation rule. You can search for navigation, and we should see it already come up. In the user interface, render focus rule, navigation only. We're going to change that to never. And so now we don't get that little blue box telling us where it is. And now I'm using controller to navigate between my buttons here. Excellent. Now, whenever you are thinking of adding controller support to your UI, please, please, please do it as you go along and definitely design around it. You don't want to create a UI which is specifically going to cause you problems because of the way it's designed for mouse and keyboard. So think about how gamepad controllers will support the UI that you're making from the get-go. It'll make your life a lot simpler and involve less going back and editing things. So we can now control our menu with a controller, and there's plenty of other nuances to controller support with the UMG, and we'll be tackling those in the next set of videos. So if you want to watch those next set of episodes right now, head over to patreon.com/Ryan Laley, where you can find that video plus all the others from just $1 a month. Thank you so much to my patrons and YouTube members for their continued support in the channel. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.